Good morning, welcome to a day in the life with Mr. CJ. As you can tell, I'm not in our house. I am in my old bedroom looking after CJ, my parents' dog. They are away to Ireland because they're helping my brother move. My big brother's moving to Ireland, so congratulations, brother, on your new house. And yeah, so today I am going to share with you guys what a day in the life looks like when I'm studying. And actually, I'm finishing my master's at Edinburgh Theological Seminary in 2 weeks' time. I'm finishing my dissertation. And yeah, it's gonna be a tough one today because I'm sick and I'm still recovering from the cold. But yeah, in today's video, my goal is to share with you guys 3 healthy mindset when it comes to work, because as Christians, it is very important to have a robust theology of work, because if we don't view work as something good, then we're gonna hate it and we're not gonna do a very good job at it. So that's the goal of this video. I haven't had my breakfast yet, I haven't had my quiet time yet, so I'm gonna do that now, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'm gonna do my quiet time in my parents' back garden because surprisingly the weather is nice and it's not super cold outside, so that's good. I'm gonna take out my Bible and my book with me to read outside for about 30 to 40 minutes and then start studying. I'm having porridge for breakfast. One thing that Hannah Pangilinan, a YouTuber, said that really stuck with me was, the main thing is to keep the main thing, and that stuck with me because I can really resonate with that in a challenging way when it comes to my relationship with God, because no matter what I do in life, no matter what life throws at me, God is above everything else. And so whether I don't feel like reading my Bible or spending time with God or pray because I don't feel like it, you know, I still do it anyway because I trust God and His character, knowing that He is good and that He sees me and He knows that I'm human, that I struggle. And so today I'm just really struggling physically and stressed. That's probably why I got this cold and sore throat in the first place with my dissertation. I'm anxious about the future, but the important thing is to focus on what's happening right now. And right now I'm still a student, and so therefore I need to act like a student and not worry so much about the future, because I can't add an hour to my life. So why even worry about tomorrow? Today I already have so much to worry about. So yeah, it's a nice morning. I've got my porridge, my coffee and my medicine and my Bible. It's all good. Okay, so it is now 8:43 in the morning, and I think I'm gonna stay out here and do a couple of hours of my dissertation work, and then probably go inside if it gets colder later. But it's very mild today. I'm really surprised, so just gonna stay out here and work. So I've got a few minutes to talk about our first mindset. The first mindset I want to share is work is good. Why? Because God designed us to work. He is a working God, and He made us in His image. Therefore, we are called to work. We are designed to work. Even before the fall, in Genesis 3, God created work, and therefore work is good. He called Adam to rule over his creation. Martin Luther revived this robust theology of work. He said, "Every occupation has its own honor before God. Ordinary work is a divine vocation or calling." So no matter what your occupation is, whether you're a student like me, you're a full-time mom, you're a nurse, you're a bus driver, you're a pharmacist, you are a volunteer worker, you're a homemaker, no matter what your occupation is, that honors God. When you are called to do what you're called to do, you bring honor to Him. And that is why we work. It is very crucial for us Christians to have the mindset of work is good. This is how God designed life to be. And yes, it is hard because of the effects of the fall, but we are designed to work. Okay, this is actually filmed on my phone because my camera battery died, but I've been working for about an hour and a half in the back garden. And yeah, let's talk about the second mindset. The first mindset was work is good. The second is therefore glorify God in it. J. Packer's last words to the church before he passed away was glorify Christ every way. And that is something that I think about all the time when I do work, when I'm wrestling with the ideas and theology that I read and write. And you know, I was listening to a podcast on Ask Pastor John, and a second grade kid asked Pastor John, how can I glorify Christ in studying maths, because maths makes me frustrated, makes me angry because it's so hard, but I know it's good to study maths. And I really resonated with it because it's such an honest question. You know, sometimes work is frustrating, sometimes it makes us angry because we're dealing with hard situations. And for me, you know, when I wrestle with different ideas, you know, when I write, I do struggle because English is my third language, and I am not super smart. I'm not the kind of person that when I read something, I get it straight away. Like my comprehension is not super great, and so I work double hard compared to others because English is not my first language, but I do genuinely enjoy it. But the process, man, it's hard work, but that's just the reality of life. And you know, it is challenging, but we can glorify God in the things that we do when we do it for Him. Whatever you do, work heartily as for the Lord and not for men, knowing that from the Lord you will receive the inheritance as your reward. You are serving the Lord Christ. And so we don't just do well in our jobs when our bosses, our managers are looking at us, but we do our jobs well because we work for the Lord. And the Lord doesn't need us to do excellent in our jobs, but the Lord deserves our best. He does. And so when we have this godly attitude towards work, we accomplish so many things. We not only serve the people around us, but we ultimately serve the Lord, and we reflect God's goodness when we do well in our jobs. So now I will be migrating upstairs because I will need my laptop charged, and yeah, I'll do that. And then I'll have my lunch because I need food to fuel me and my brain. But yeah, it feels so weird being in my parents' house and seeing my musical instruments. I bought musical instruments that I didn't really play much, but they're here in my parents' house. They're lovely. I think my favorite one is this blue tiny guitar. It's tiny. Like, look how tiny this is. But it's my favorite electric guitar. I wanted to be a rock star, Hannah Montana rock star, but I didn't get the chance to live that dream. And now I am okay with that. What is happening?
DJ! DJ! Another one. Sit. Down. Gentle.
Goodbye. So it is currently 3 p.m. I did a bit of work earlier after lunch, but to be honest, it's not been super productive today because usually on Saturdays I take my days off, but I'm just wanting to do a bit of work on my dissertation, but I'm not usually productive on the days when I feel ill. My concentration is just super low. So yes, I want to answer a question from Nadine or Nadine on YouTube, and it is about studying. But first, let's talk about the third mindset. Number 3, do it in excellence. God doesn't need us to do our jobs well, but He deserves it. We serve a loving, perfect, holy and just God, and therefore we strive to honor our time well, to honor our strength well, and our capabilities and abilities to do our responsibilities and jobs well. And so I usually ask myself questions like, am I managing my time well? Am I committed to fulfill my deadlines? Am I using the gifts that God has given me? Am I striving to do this thing that needs to get done? I love Proverbs 6:6-8. It says, "Go to the ant, you sluggard. Consider its ways and be wise. It has no commander, no overseer or ruler, yet it stores its provisions in summer and gathers its food at harvest. I love this picture of the ant because the ant is wise even though it does not have any ruler, any overseer, any boss or manager. The ant works really hard to find food. In the Philippines during summer, we would see ants everywhere carrying little crumbs of foods. It is tiny, but man, it is wise. Here is a picture of what Christians ought to be. We are not called to be sluggards. We are not called to be lazy. We are called to be wise like this ant who works really hard even if nobody tells him what to do. Okay, on to Nadine's question. I was wondering if you could possibly do a video on your study methods, any helpful tips you have, as I am also studying theology with a major in counseling and have found the workload to be overwhelming at times. If you have any tips on memorization, that would be greatly appreciated. First of all, I think it's really hard for me to do study methods apart from saying, you know, do deep work, study without any distractions, and just focus on what you're doing without any context shifting, and pick a problem, solve a problem. Don't get distracted until you find solutions to that problem. And so I try to read a paper, analyze an argument, and not stop until I read the whole flow of the paper. It's really hard for me to do a video on study methods because theology is such a unique field, so I don't learn memorization. But I do remember in systematic theology we had to memorize different terminologies, and so Quizlet is very helpful if you do need to remember terminologies and learn concepts and make sure that it's really in your head. I think that Quizlet is really helpful. It is free, and I believe there are free Quizlets on systematic theology online and other theology based subjects. I did counseling when I was in first year and second year, but we didn't really have any exams, so we didn't have to memorize things for an examination. And so what we did was read lots of paper and understand the different approach to counseling individuals and then write them. So what I learned in my undergraduate was the skill of selective reading. And so you mentioned that you are overwhelmed with the workload. I can totally empathize with that. I really struggle with the class readings, but I think being selective and asking for help from your supervisors is really important, and asking help in general is important. And also I will link some helpful books on writing essays down below because I read these books at the end of my undergraduate and when I was doing my master's, and I wish I read them before I started studying theology. And man, I could have done better if I have had read these books, because when I was in undergraduate nobody told me how to write essays. But you need guidance when you are doing your degree, and so I'm going to link some books that have helped me big time down below. And one piece of advice that I would recommend is to quit social media, because social media is such a big distraction. When I was doing my undergraduate degree, doing my dissertation, I quit social media, and it was the best decision because I managed to just zone in and really work on my craft. And so I recommend when you're studying, have no distractions and really work on it. I am going to close the vlog here. I'm really not feeling well. Kevin and I will be practicing some songs for tomorrow's service, and I'll probably not do work tonight. I'll just chill, sleep early, because I'm not gonna recover if I don't rest well, and my throat is gonna get worse if I keep talking in front of the camera. But I hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope you found it encouraging and helpful. And yeah, see you in my next video. Grace and peace be with you. But for now, much love and God bless. Bye.